everybody coming from long distances, but to all be together tonight.
2 weeks ago, we were in Houston for their auntie's, Don's father's brother's wife, Aunt Margaret, had her 100th birthday. We were in Houston for her 100th birthday.
And she made it, but she was a Dunn by marriage.
Yeah.
So there's no proof that I'll make it.
But Marge's mother, how many years ago we went? She was 105. We were all at her 100th birthday out in Kelowna. We are so happy to have them here. And Andrew is in his first year at Carleton, and he's passed all his courses. Yippee!
I'd like to propose a toast to my brother. I slept with a guy for 19 years. Now I'm playing dominoes and bocce ball with the boys at Ciro's every weekend. This guy's still skiing. He's still golfing. He's a very contented person, and that's the first word I use for Don. I've never seen him unhappy. Lavish with his money, throwing it all around. But anyway, he's been a good brother, although we've been miles apart over the years. A good father, a good friend, a good reliable person. And I think it's great that he has the 80th and many, many more good ones. Happy, happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday!
As long as Obama or Hillary don't get in, then we'll be laughing.
It's also Donald's birthday on his father's birthday. So happy birthday, Donald.
I just want to say happy birthday, Dad. I just want you to know how much I appreciate, what you've done for us all over all the years. I'm speaking, for my family and all our family and everything. For starters, you've always been a great provider. You've always been the kind of father who always made sure we were okay and did everything, provided everything that we needed. You've always been there to praise and support us. I'd also like you to know how very proud I am of you and what you've achieved and the principles that you stand for in your life. I might not have always appreciated it at the time, but I certainly appreciate everything you've done for me now. I'm proud of, whenever I meet anybody who knows you, they always have good things to say about you. They always say what a great guy you are. And I'm very proud when I'm talking to somebody about you, bragging about you as being my father. The only really one way to really appropriately describe you, the greatest man I've ever known and loved. You've notched up 80 years of a great life, and there's lots ahead of you. I know, usually people say when you reach 80 that you start going downhill. Really, the only thing that's going downhill with you is your skis. I still remember, how happy you were when we had, Andrew and Anthony, and how proud I was that it expanded the family. And how it kind of gave you a chance to be a child again, and that kind of got Mom mad when you'd act like a kid.
You mean I turned childish?
Yeah, you'd sneak French fries and all that kind of stuff. So from all of us, just happy birthday and thanks, and I'm very proud to have you as my father.
Most amazing thing about Dad is that he isn't completely gray. In university, he had the opportunity to drive me into school most mornings, and not being a morning person, poor Dad would be trying to make conversation. I'd be sitting there monosyllabic. I never really told my dad how much I admire his intelligence and how he's just kept on, and he's, with his work and his career, how he balanced it, that he was very successful, but we never felt like, we never had a father who wasn't home, always there for us, and really instilled a sense of adventure because he loved to ski and loved to travel. I love you, Dad. I couldn't ask for a better family and a better father, and I hope we are here at your 100th.
Married to Elaine's younger sister. Over the years we've got to know Don and Mary, and it's been a wonderful relationship. They were always available if we needed them, and Marion especially when there were times when we needed some help, and Don with his advice. We did have some very good fun times over the years, and Don, you've been a great guy and a great friend, and Marion too, and we just thank you for having us here.
Thank you, Neil. It's been a pleasure to have in the family, and Captain Elaine now.
Always very proud when anybody talks about my dad, and they do often, or I remember through the years, different promotions he had with Berks. He's been my financial advisor, and that's made it easier for me because if I have a few extra dollars, I don't have to do any research. Very proud of my dad being a hot skier when I was young. I remember his his rainbow sweater that Suzanne actually has. Do you still love that with the caribou on it?
Yeah.
It was from Uncle Barry.
Our parents are very generous with gifts, with their money, with their car, and we all three of us very much appreciate that. My mom and dad always bring us together, as they have tonight. They've been very good at that. Thanks very much for being such a great dad, and I love you.
In this whole congregation that is not related to any of you, except that I have had a dear friend for about 65 years. Yeah, a lot of years. And when we were teenagers, we double dated. Don and Marion and Jim and I, we could tell you stories that would curl your hair. We have had wonderful trips and wonderful fun. And oh God, it's been a good ride.
They've been our oldest, they're our oldest and dearest friends, and we're so happy to have you here tonight, Mark.
I'm very proud.
And I echo that. Our good friend Jimmy roomed with Tim Horton for a couple of years at St. Mike's.
I have to tell you a typical story of Donald Dunn, because we were married 6 months before Myrna and Jimmy. And Don and I moved into this apartment in Cotenay. So Myrna and I go out there and paint for a couple of hours after working 12 hours night duty. And we sleep on newspapers till the mattresses came.
Jimmy and Don and Marion and I went out every Friday night.
What do you mean a great old time?
Well, I don't know what you did. But from what I'm hearing, it wasn't anything innocent.
Probably hit the books or something.
I doubt it. You could have done it at home. But you know another thing that they did? You know, in the fall, when you had lots of leaves on the streets, well, they would drag us out because we were supposed to be at young people's.
Yeah.
And so they would make us go with them while they went up and down the streets burning leaves. And then in the morning, we'd get a phone call from Reverend Stock.
Oh, that's a Baptist church.
That's a Baptist,
Yep.
None of the 4 children were at young people's last night. Are they sick? So when we came home from school, she was there waiting. So where were you? And of course, Elaine and I would say, oh, we didn't have any choice, you know, we had to go with them.
Don's mother's nurse at the Royal Victoria Hospital. And I've forgotten what she was in for. What
Well, she
story
had a
was it?
mastectomy.
Was that it? Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, she used to have this little room on Ward J, across from Ward J.
Ward O.
And I was a smoker in those days. And I didn't realize that she didn't approve of smoking, but I used to say to her, we're going to pull a curtain around here and I'm going to have a cigarette. And she would hide me, literally. She was fantastic. It was months later when Dawn, and Bert Dunn, who used to come and visit her, it was months later when you started dating
Me, Marion.
yeah, all right. And we started going out together that I realized that she not only very much disapproved of smoking, but we were Catholics, which was even worse. And you know what?
I hope you didn't dye your hair.
She came to our wedding.
I know, I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah. She and Howie came to our wedding.
But I met Don's whole family before I met him. Somehow we found out he had an exam that day, and he was coming up to visit his mother after the exam. So I arranged to work on that ward in the afternoon shift, because I never there. And I curled my hair, I got on a fresh uniform, and I said, I want to meet this guy. And anyway, so this went on, and he did his exam, but he and his friend Barry Ware went to the Barclay Hotel.
Common theme here.
And he never came up to see his mother.
Down and see us, though.
It's too early.
Well, great to see you. And
Good to see you.
Wonderful stories.
Yeah, man.
And all.
Drive is Riverside Doctor.
So are you driving back to Vermont right now?
Yeah.
And this is the after party.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
Yeah, we'll be bringing out the tequila shooters any minute now.
Oh, okay, I'll be looking forward for that. Okay, bye, Ally. Hi, Connor. Thank you very much. Now, my birthday isn't for 4 days, so you're gonna have to call me back in 4 days again.
You know, I think the doctors are very good, and they said, well, I think it's going to change. Okay.
Went over to Tim Hortons here yesterday.
I'm so
It was a
embarrassed.
big lineup.
Oh my gosh, there's a story behind this.
Oh my goodness. A trekking tree.
It's Suzanne in my car.
Yeah.
In university, John and I both worked at the campus pub.
But isn't it fun?
Oh, what is that?
Oh,
A MacBook Air.
Oh my God, isn't that fabulous?
Yeah, fabulous. These new ones.
Well, where is it? Or is this just
Boy, it sure is
instructions?
like.
Well, I went to see Huguette, who's our troubleshooter, and she actually doesn't recommend the new thin line because it hasn't got enough memory in it. She printed these out because these are some of this one and some of the others.
Did
but
you
she
tell
said-
Donald about that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I got
Oh,
that.
that should have been open.
Jen, did you see how high or far Allie got? I'm tired. My name is Gerard. Actually, doesn't to watch the line. Now can you jump longer or
Sally, very nice. Nice and clean. No, say congratulations, everybody.
Good work.